As we talk about one of the challenges of running America, one of those things are jobs. So the question is, are you looking for job training? Is it placement opportunities for yourself and for others? Well, ABC Training is proud to announce a celebration of its 46 years in the Bronx. And here to tell us more about the center's program, we have the director of ABC Training Center, David Hurwitz, and community school director, Frank Catrone. And we thank you so much for joining us and being with us here today. And thank you. And it was pretty interesting we talked about it because we talk about jobs, and there are jobs available, and there's also job training available, and you guys have been supplying that for quite some time.
Yes, we've been in the Bronx since 1972, and the thing about jobs is that in the healthcare industry, there are a stupendous amount of jobs available, and there is a great need for these positions. And they're especially good because a lot of people don't want to go to college or can't afford it or not in a position to go right away. And this job training is just a matter of a few weeks. And we're talking about home health aides, nurses' aides. These are positions that are in high demand. There are simply not enough people to do these jobs. The need is great. And the competition is great among hiring agencies to fill these jobs. The competition for workers is great. So it's a great way to break into an industry that's always going to be around no matter what the economy. We're always going to have illness and people aging, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. The good news is that there's a way to get in on these positions and they're readily available.
Frank, talk a little bit about how people can get in on these positions and some of the training that's involved.
So as a community school director with the United Federation of Teachers, our initiative as a high school initiative, that's how everything started. There's a huge need, particularly in the Bronx community, for economic boosts and support. So many of our students, or high school students, have taken advantage also through many of our constituents and funders, particularly with CNA and HHA, which is Home Health Aid Certification, which is a training that is done in Spanish. So not only are our English language learner students taking advantage of this, but also our parents are also taking advantage of this opportunity. And so coming out of these trainings, many of these students are getting hired right off the spot. I think there's agencies that are showing up before the end of the course that are coming in to recruit many of these students. And I believe this translates into a serious boost in support for our community. We want to see many of our students, many of our graduates, even college, university graduates, not only looking into a university as far as what they want to do with their major, but also a supportive income while they're getting their degree. And this is an amazing opportunity for many of our students.
And talking about the borough of the Bronx, particularly here, leading the city when it comes to unemployment, the unemployment rate going down, you guys seem to be providing an answer and a positive solution to one of the greatest challenges that we've had for many years.
Yeah, we actually have partners that from hospitals and nursing homes that do the hiring that actually come into our school. I have some that actually rent office space in the school. They want our graduates immediately, and they want all of them. And they actually come to the classroom one after another all day and say, come with us, here's what we offer, here's what we pay, here's our benefits. And our students are getting job offers before they graduate the program even. So it's a great atmosphere.
So who's eligible and how does one get involved in the job training program?
Anybody is eligible. You can go to our website, abctrainingcenter.net. You can be put with our admissions people. Basically, qualifications are pretty simple. You've got to be 18 years old, basically, to work in these facilities. You've got to pass a physical. You're going to be around patients. And it's a short amount of time. And as far as the cost is very low. Small payments, week by week, pay as you go. We do not have high tuitions. And there are a number of ways to get grant funding through various organizations in the city and in the borough.
So there's going to be a grand reopening celebration.
Yes, this Friday, August 3rd, we're going to have an open house. We want people to come in and see the facilities, see the classrooms. That day we'll also be providing free blood pressure checks and diabetes checks for the public given by our students. We actually have a bartending program as well. It doesn't fit with the rest of the health career programs, but
It's all
we
right,
have it.
hey.
There'll be a demonstration in that classroom, which is actually a real bar and a classroom, not with real alcohol, color-dyed water. We'll have a...
That's what they all say.
That's right. Don't drink it if you're coming to the... We'll have a room for children's activities, face painting, health career-oriented games, educational games. And we'll have a lot of festivities going on. It's just, like I said, celebration of our new building at 50 East Fordham Road. Doors open to the public at 10 a.m. Friday. Everybody's welcome to see what it's all about close up.
Yeah.
You get the final word.
Yeah, well, this expansion actually translates into how we're trying to empower our communities, not only in the schools, but also throughout the shelters, throughout our main communities located even in the South Bronx or in the eastern part of the Bronx. What we want to do is we want to be able to reach more families, more youth, and be able to offer more options, right? And so we have a lot of families that come from other countries, and they have all these trainings and all these certs and all these degrees from other countries. And when they come up here, unfortunately, they're not given them any options, right? So this actually helps them take a better steps and better decisions into how they may view their future.
All right. Well, we want to thank you both for coming and sharing with us.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll get some people out to the grand opening celebration. But thank you for the work that you're doing and really bridging the gap for one of the greatest needs we have here in our borough, and that's really bridging the gap for the unemployment rate. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Very well.
All righty. Listen, stay with us. We've got more open coming up you don't want to miss. We'll be right back in a few.